What's going on, world? This is your girl, Marky Lemons-Ryhal. And here's what's funny. One, my guest has been here before, but she has accomplished so much since she was here before. And artificial intelligence is here that I thought it would only be great to bring her back again. Now, I met Kimberly back in the spring of 1990 when I came out for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Lambda chapter, and Kim pledged me. Now, I often joke about the fact she lucky we still friends, so clearly I didn't got over some things. But when I tell you my soror is my big sister, right? She's been handling business, standing on it. And I think we might, even though you graduated a year before me, I think I might be older than you. So that means she's also brilliant, has a master's degree, if I'm not mistaken, from one of the top five business colleges, marketing programs in the world, which would be none other. Is it Northwestern University? Is that a thing?
It's Northwestern Medill School of
Okay.
Journalism.
Oh, see, because the Medill carry weight. I just need you to understand that. I looked at that dang old master and program. What's going on, Kim?
What's going on? What's going on, Marky? Good. I'm happy to be here again.
I'm glad you're here again. So you and I, we've been on a journey, I would call it, for the past year. Our lives changed 1 year ago because of Chat GPT. And instantly, you were able to gravitate towards it. One, because I believe you're an entrepreneur. Two, because you have a market in mind. Three, because you are an art collector. And let me just say number four, I believe you are the first published author I know because you published a book back in the mid 90s, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you had all of this background.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing right now with AI to help real estate professionals?
Oh my God, what am I not doing? That's the question. Okay. I use AI every single day. Every single day. Chat GPT every single day. Mid Journey every single day. Right now, I am coaching agents on how to build their brand. But also, I am incorporating Mid Journey images into that whole process. And I can't tell you how many people I've had coming and saying, "Hey, Kim, can you show me, please? I want to know how to do this. I want to build my brand. I want to, do something unique and different." And so it's a process. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with it the possibilities are just endless, but that's primarily what I've been doing.
So I kind of want to go through quite a few things because a lot of things have happened in that period. One, you had your first opportunity to speak at NAR Next, and you didn't do one session. You did. How many again?
I did two.
You did too. So you not only had a stage to yourself, you then also came over into the exhibit hall and did another presentation, right?
Yep.
But I don't even know where I want to start. Let's start with the publications.
Okay.
So you have multiple publications as a result of being involved with artificial intelligence. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, so here's the thing. A lot of people have this misconception that, oh, you're using Chat GPT to write for you. And that's not it at all. So I used Chat GPT just as a guide, for me. Now, what I also did was I used Chat GPT in the publication to show others how to use it to build their brand. So that's the latest workbook that I have, which is the Brand to Expand, which is carried by the National Association of Realtors in their store. And it's building a brand using Chat GPT. So I'm basically showing the anyone who picks up that publication what prompts to use, how to write those prompts, what prompts to use to get the right responses, to get the responses that you want, to get to the journey quicker, to get to the end result quicker, more efficient. And more accurately, it's like hiring it's like hiring all the experts that you don't have the money to hire right there at your dispense for free or $20.
And here's the thing, branding is very important. When I think about every portal that sells us a lead, they own their brand. And oftentimes we forget the fact that we are entrepreneurs as an independent contractor, which means then we are a brand. We're using the same colors, we're using the same fonts, we understand the pain points. And in talking about the pain points of your journal, and you have more than one book inside of the Realtor bookstore, but with your latest publication that they have, think about the fact that, and I'm just going to throw some numbers out. You're sitting down and you're going through your business plan for 2024. Let's say it would take you a week, right, to sit down, do all the numbers, come up with your mission statement, do a SWOT analysis, all of this stuff, right? You essentially now can buy Kim's book. You can implement those prompts into your business, and it could cut that down essentially to 1 day. 2 days if you want to come back and review what you did on day one. So we now have the ability to shave more than 50% of the time it used to take to do anything because we're consistently using these tools. And what I don't think people have the mindset of right now, that means that when we think with the end in mind, we're putting ourselves in the position to earn the most amount of money. And as time goes on, those earnings increase.
Yep.
And we got to change.
It's a mindset thing.
It 100% is a mindset. And then I'm looking over here over this shoulder, right? And this would be one of your AI art creations.
That was one of the early ones.
You're right, it is. It's one of the early ones. And what I want us to think about in the world of business, right? Because we're entrepreneurs, period, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is essentially a second business, but we're consistently telling real estate professionals, especially here in this book, 6 Figures in 12 Months, that they need to put out 1,000 words of content every single day. Well, one picture, right, is worth 1,000 words.
1,000 words. Yep.
This right here is worth 1,000 words. Now, of course, I don't want to just put it out there. I need to give it some context, right? But that is what this is worth. How many pictures?
Oh, God.
How many pictures? Let me finish the question. How many pictures would you guesstimate you've created since the first day that you used Mid-Journey?
So Mid-Journey, actually, I did look at it just recently, and it's in the thousands. It's in the thousands of pictures now because you're creating images in the 4. So whenever you create the image, you get 4 out of there. Then you want to revise that. You want to do some other things. So I'm in the thousands of images since I first started. And I'm going to tell you, Marky, I made a mistake. And when I first started doing the Mid-Journey images, someone asked me early on, well, what does this have to do with real estate? And I made the mistake in saying nothing. And then I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, Kim, what are you thinking? All of this translates right into real estate in a really neat packaged way, because now I'm, in addition to all the things that I'm doing on my other page where I'm exploring the whole alternate reality, sci-fi type stuff, I'm also now creating real estate photos that are AI. And we're talking about, faceless, social media content where you don't have to show your face if you don't want to show your face. And I'm using those images in those faceless content pieces, reels, stories, all of that.
So you said your other page, which is Playground Pastime, right? Which is over on Instagram. where you have the funkiest look. They funkified photos, but you've also leveraged AI to take your photos and turn them into videos.
Video. That's where the magic. Oh my God! I listen. You and I know best. We up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking, and I'm like, "Why is Marky's light on?" And Marky's probably looking, "Why is Kim's light on?" Because we're playing. We're on. We're not playing. We're actually, really producing some good content and good everything on ChatGPT Mid Journey. But I've discovered Runway, which is what I use to animate the photos. And I kind of started with Runway. I discovered Runway maybe about 3 months ago. Now, keep in mind, I've only been doing the AI images since roughly about April or May of last year. And then I discovered Runway maybe 3 months in, and it was in its infancy stages. And so now I've been able to really learn Runway as they're changing it, because this AI stuff is changing every day. Being an early adopter of this technology has done me a world of good in terms of a learning curve. But yes, I've been incorporating video, and that video has been moving me into making videos on the real estate end too, with the AI images.
So let's go back to the content creation aspect. So I believe that every real estate professional, for every 6 figures they want to earn, they should put out 1,000 words per day. We know that a picture is worth 1,000 words. What I don't believe everybody understands is that 1 second of video content is equivalent to 30,000 words, because a 1 minute video is equivalent to 1.8 million words. So like all of this, right? Because I understand I'm looking at content. So we created the words, we got the book, we have the photos, and now you have the videos. And
Yep.
as a result, you created something new.
I did. I happened, just by accident, I happened on a whole new niche for me, at least.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. I work with sellers primarily. I do work with buyers, but I also work with sellers. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, how can I be unique in communicating with anyone who would be a potential seller? What are those, when you say I work with sellers, that's general. That could be just about anybody. With me having that branding mind, I start thinking, narrowing it down. What type of sellers? Downsizers. And so I kind of happened upon by accident a whole new thing for me, which is smart downsizing. And I created a video. I told a story. We talk about that a lot. You have to tell a story so that people can relate and can understand, put themselves in it, and used video. And it just went from there. And I have a couple more that I'm going to be putting out pretty soon.
It's not just any video, right? When we look at what's in it for them, their pain point,
yep,
like you included in that video, right, which essentially started as text to image and then the image to video, right?
Yep.
But it's your voice telling the story. We took them from this very oversized house to living in a cute 2-bedroom cottage. And as a result, being able to travel, and you take them across the ocean to
Paris. I took them to Paris. I took them to the islands. I took them everywhere. And I did it in a way that was, eye-catching. I did the whole, as you could say, the Pixar type cartoon thing. And that all started by me creating the avatar of myself and being able to tell that story in my voice, but using those images, which everyone just loved, And so there are going to be other stories that are going to be told that deal with downsizing, because I want to stay top of mind with everyone who follows me, that when they're ready to downsize, or auntie or grandma or mama or them, call me, And so that's been my way of doing that. And it's been fun, actually.
Well, first of all, it's cold. I mean, like, I want to make sure, because we're going to give a call to action. I want people to see this video because the video is fabulous. And then even some of the follow-up marketing where you have this very big house on the left side with the smaller cute house on the right side. So all of the images are about smart downsizing. And you didn't just stop there, right? You're developing now, building out your YouTube channel.
Yep.
But it looks the image of the smart downsizing as a niche, because essentially it's a business under your business, right? The whole smart downsizing blog post, but it's a eco-friendly, clean look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, but see, Marky, that is the uniqueness of using image creation like Mid-Journey to make it what you want. How many times as realtors over the years have we gone through and looked at clip art or looked at whatever, and we couldn't find the images that we wanted, let alone images that are diverse, and we couldn't find that to articulate what we want, to have good content, and so that for me is what Mid-Journey is doing, because it's like, wow, okay, let me think about my target. Let me think about what they're doing, how they're whatever they're communicating, their pain points, everything. And let's put that in an image and visual, make it visual. Because a lot of people, they storytelling and visualization is so huge in selling yourself.
It is. One thing that a lot of people don't know is this past year I had the opportunity to do the association executive training for the state of Missouri, for the state of Tennessee, ed directors through Rapid, and then the ed directors of the New York State Association of Realtors and the communication directors. And everybody is trying to figure this AI thing out, but we're entrepreneurs. And at the end of the day, we must always sell something. That's why all these Fortune 500 companies have a sales and marketing department. So with that being said, my approach to them was they need to leverage AI art in order to meet the core standards and the 2023-2025 strategic plan of the National Association of Realtors. And inside of there, realtors need to be able to have a sense of belonging. We need to have more diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we are going after a younger demographic. Well, leveraging Mid-Journey, Runway, all of it. And for us, it's not just Mid-Journey, right? We got Mid-Journey, we have Bing Creator, we have Dolly inside of Chat GPT, we have Canva with the entire new Magic Studio. So we're creating AI art. It's not just Mid-Journey. I think Mid-Journey is the best, but it's not just Mid-Journey, because it's allowing us to meet business plans and strategic plans of any organization. And we now need to essentially create it to show them the ease of creation, but how it allows them to meet their business objectives.
And I think that's been the barrier. I think the barrier for many, including our real estate professionals out there, is getting, number one, getting past being intimidated by the technology. That's the first thing. It's really not that hard. And then number two, just accepting that it's more than just for fun and play. You can actually leverage this to get clients, to get leads, to make money. I'll give you a really great example. Everyone in Chicago was having a fit when they saw their tax bill. Everyone was having a fit. And I said, well, okay, how can I use this to generate leads? So I created, when I had my avatar of me, who is the slightly sarcastic side-eye realtor. First of all, she had comments about taxes. Okay. So that then made everybody kind of laugh, like, yeah, I'm giving it the side eye too. Then I used that same image to come up with a guide on how to lower your property taxes. and I put her image on that guide. And I use, I put all the information in the guide and I use that as a lead magnet. But I led into it with that image. And that image probably got more attention than it would have if I had just put mine. Not to say people don't like me, but that image, it invoked laughter and a little lightness, around it. But then there was a purpose, And so I just think that we need to broaden our horizons and how we approach getting business.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You are using entertainment in order to educate.
Yep, exactly. And here's the thing: even though the side eye, see, I'm telling a secret now because we're on the line on the stream right now. But even though the side eye realtor is me, and we all know it's me, she can say things that I can't say.
Ain't that the truth? Because she's not licensed.
She's not a human licensed.
Now let me. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I need to make this statement. Every single day, I have people come up to me and they want to do essentially an AI real estate company. Keep in mind, licensed law is not keeping up with the changes in technology. They are a decade behind at the least amount, right? I would probably go 2 decades behind. With that being said, you still need to be a human to be licensed. And I do believe that in every single state, there is a penalty for practicing real estate without a license. And so even though we're using these tools, we are definitely keeping in mind licensing rules and regulations, the Realtors Code of Ethics, because the rules that we have to adhere to are still the same identical rules. But we do get to have some creativity and marketing and things of that nature. But we have to keep that in mind because I'm not worried about AI replacing me in real estate because I already know and believe, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, that a lot of our licensing bodies are old and antiquated, and they're not going to make the changes that fast. It is just not going to happen. I would probably say in 50 of the states, out of the 50 states, half of the states, I still cannot get a technology course approved for continuing education.
Mm.
Now, clueless on the tech. But the agent, as an independent contractor who implements the technology, will be able to make more money in less time, and over time will make more money than the agent not using it, which is kind of funny to me. Because we're definitely in an industry where the average age toggles between 53 and 56, right? And agents are very quick to let people know how long they've been in the business and how much money they've grossed. I want us to start having a net discussion. I don't really care how much you gross, okay? Because I know too many people who cannot take time off of work to take care of their ailments. I know too many people who really are tired and need to retire, but financially can't. This is a business tool. And how do we empower ourselves to be financially free? You might not retire, but be financially free to one, take care of your health, okay? Mental health, physical health, dental health, because we can see these things, right? And leveraging AI gives us the content so that in 5 years, 10 years, we have all of this content working for us. I think of it as the compound effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, video lasts for how long out there?
Forever. Do they have videos of you as a kid?
Very few.
Very few. But my aunt had these cases back late 1960s, right? And it was before I was born, but she has me in some of them because it was like 1968 to 1973. My uncle worked for Kodak. And so they're stored in these boxes. We can still, now here's the problem, finding a device to play it on.
The reel.
Yes. But we still have the content.
Yep.
Right? So this video has been around. Think about all the studios out in Hollywood, and they'll bring those old clips back to you, right? That's how long video will last. And we have a substantially better storage solution today in the cloud.
Right. And I mean, look at YouTube. YouTube is a search engine, to be honest. Anytime you think about how can I figure out how to do something, you Google it or you go on YouTube and you look at a video, and that video could be years old. It's going to stay there. It's going to be there, forever. And so using those videos in a unique way, to do what you do, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, think about this too, also, Marky. There are companies out there, and I know you are familiar with them. There are companies out there that produce content for realtors by either going to open houses and filming that video, or they just give them stock footage of videos of kitchens or bathrooms or whatever. You could do that yourself. You don't even have to pay for that anymore. You could do it yourself with Midjourney. Just create it. You're not saying that it's your listing, so you're not lying. You're just using that as a backdrop to communicate your value or whatever it is that you want to communicate. I mean, there's so many possibilities that is no reason to not use it. I don't understand.
Give you an example. So I'm trying to think the state I was in, but a young gentleman came up to me. He was running for mayor. And he had recorded his first video, and it was at his house. His house has a pool. And his campaign manager was like, "Oh, you cannot use that video. It will make it seem as if you have more money than the people of the community." So he then packs up and he goes to like a local mall, and he's recording outside, but the wind, right, was too much. So then he packed up again, and it's taken him like 2 weeks to find these spots, right, to record this video for his campaign. But they really liked the first video. And I said, I laughed. I said, "I'm sorry you had to do all that work." And he looked, and I was like, "You could use Canva and you could have removed the background from your first video and put yourself in any landmark in your city."
Mm-hmm.
That's the value, right, of the tool, because there was a time we did everything one way. We can now reverse engineer any process because we can get this, I can do audio to text input to create a photo, take
Mm-hmm.
the photo to create the video. And the video can have my tone in like Descript or 11 Labs that I trained one time, but any words I feed it, it spits it out and it sounds like me. That's where we are today.
It absolutely is where we are today. And just the getting back to what you were saying, that what you said, the whole repurposing of just one piece of content using AI is incredible. I get agents and entrepreneurs who say, this is just overwhelming. I have to do YouTube, and then I got to do this and the blog and the this and the that. And I say to them all the time, do you realize there's AI out there that you can take one piece of content and repurpose that in so many different ways. It's I don't get it. I mean,
here's the thing. I think probably the thought is overwhelming all by itself, that then renders them motionless is the word I guess I'm thinking before. And here's what's and you know how I am. When people walk up on me and tell me what doesn't work, first thing I'm asking them, let me see your phone. Let me see what you're putting out there. Let me see what you're doing. I will tell you 95% of the people aren't doing anything. And if they do something, it's under the thought process that they will be a one-hit wonder. There are no one-hit wonders. That is the farthest thing from the truth. And in this business, in order to be successful, you need to invest a minimum of 2 hours per day. I would consider that 2 hours content creation, lead generation.
Yep.
And those who do that are successful.
Yep. You can't get around it. And then also keep in mind, everyone needs to keep in mind content creation always doesn't mean, social media. Content is content. Anything that articulates who you are and your value, that's content, you know, exactly. Speaking,
Books,
you know,
artwork, guide, music. Look. Musical artists, look how much they get. That's their content,
their content. If
right?
you don't want to be on social media, you need to be somewhere. You need to be somewhere. You don't want to get on social media, okay, then you need to host an event. Or if you don't want to host an event, then you need to write something, or you need to you have to do something. People are not just going to come to you. You have to stay top of mind. And the more ways that you can do that, the more likely you are to be successful. And I want to say this, and I said I did a reel on this not too long ago, and it's been my catchphrase since then. And everybody needs to get into their mind, into their brain. Your brokerage is not your brand. It is not. It is the brand that supports you, and it's the brand that supports you building your personal brand. Because at the end of the day, you have to be able to articulate your value, period, point blank, period. And we're in a time right now where that is so important, especially when working with buyers, because of everything that's been happening right now. That has been the catchphrase. How do I articulate my value? I cannot tell you how many times I've asked that, and entrepreneurs as well as real estate professionals haven't been able to say it. And we have to get to a point where we're saying it and we are articulating it in very unique ways. And that with AI, you can just go in Chat GPT and just, hammer out your whole business plan, your whole, your unique value proposition, everything is just, there's no reason why we shouldn't be successful. You have to apply yourself. You have to do something. And you have to, take some time to learn how to use it.
Every day. Look, 15 minutes per day. I want to learn something new. And this has been the most exciting period from a learning standpoint I think that I've ever felt. I mean, and look, we both have undergrad and master's degree. I did not feel this enthusiastic about going to college, especially to take statistics, right? Because that meant nothing to me. This means something to me. So, in our 50s, the ability to learn something new and to be inspired by what you're learning. But I tell people my dopamines and whatever, all this other is high. I'm just high. Right?
My brain has not been this stimulated in a long time. And it comes at you in all directions. And then you get on Chat GPT and Chat GPT gives you a suggestion. And then you're like, oh, you take that to a whole nother level, And so, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
It's fun. So I know that you have some programs. How will one connect with you to work with you as a coach, to one of your guides? I know that you have something new coming out that will allow them to create artwork, the ability to be able to create a new channel, smart downsize and own your niche. Girl, you got it going on.
It's too much. It's too much. As I say, my brain is too stimulated. That's what it is. But no, anyone who wants to reach out to me, they can go to my website, which is thereferralstore.com. And on there, I have all of my workbooks are there, thereferralstore.com. All of my workbooks are there. The workbooks, even the ones that are at the National Association of Realtors, you can get the digital versions on my website. And then coming out, everybody's been asking, sending in my DMs, Kim, can you show me how to do my own avatar? Or can you show me how to do the art? So as I promised, I'm coming out with a mid-journey guide. And that should be done actually probably by the end of, we're at the end of the week, but by New Year, that will be available. for a download. I give some of my tips, my tricks on Mid-Journey, but I also, because it's for everybody, it's for real estate professionals, and it's for entrepreneurs, but it's also for that person who's saying, I want to create, I want to do something, I want to become an entrepreneur. And I give 10 ways to use Mid-Journey in both professionally and personally in that guide. And they can get that. I'll make the announcement when that is available, and it'll be at the beginning of the year.
So here's what's interesting when we think about the stats. The digital human avatar business in 2022 was a $13.5 billion industry. In the next decade, it is projected is going to be, get this, $533 billion. I want to have a slice of the digital human avatar business that will go from 13 billion to 533 billion. And we are in the infancy state, and you already have more content than most people. Imagine this, you have more content than probably most people on the south side of the city of Chicago. You and look, our photographer, Carl, right?
Yeah. And you.
Yeah, and me, but there are not a lot of us. And if we look at marginalized people, we're more likely to be unemployed as a result of these tools. So there is no better time than the present. Everybody, I want you to go over to referralstore.com, connect with Kimberly Offord, go follow her on Instagram, check out Playground Pastime. It is going to change how you think about, I would call it content, but photos and videos. Take action today.
And be careful, because one of them avatars you looking at, one of those people, those influencers that you're looking at and following, it just might be an avatar.
It just might be. Thank you guys for tuning in.